Hi guys, how we doing? Holy shit. Wow. Sam, thank you for the sub, my dude. Nana, Vic. Holy shit. Thank you. Okay. Okay. What do you want? Hi. Wow. We got a crew. Chicken Teriyaki, thank you for joining. Sinister, Mikey, Silver, Matt, Kamori. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Okay. We have a stream. I have the answer of that you? Nyx. Oh, Shiva, you're here. Of course you're here. Hi, Shiva. How you doing? There were a lot of messages, man. I didn't see everything. Like, normally we take a minute to like kind of ease into things. Y'all are coming on strong. No easing into things today. We're gonna go big. Okay. All right. So we have a few things to talk about today. Our desire is an unquenchable flame today. Park the forklift just to be here. Are you at work, Kamori? That's what happens when there's a banger board being streamed, dude. So Vic, okay, so you know what? Let's just dive in. Okay, Kat, this is not working. Hold on. I literally can't type, like, how am I supposed to, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Fifi, can you make a little room? Okay, come on, Fifi, come on. There we go. Weesh, 3 months. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate you. I want you to grab me with your huge hands and hug me to death with your muscle-clad arms. By the way, did you get a haircut? I did get a haircut, actually. I've had a beard my whole life. And one of the things I realized somewhat recently is that as the beard is getting gray, it ages me too much at work. I'm 40, or like basically 40, and it kind of looks like I'm 60 or 50. So I trimmed it all down to try to get a little more runway out of my career. But aging out is a concern. Hi, Fifi. Wait, you're not 80? No, I am not 80. You should mod Fifi, put some tactiles on a carbon fiber plate. You know, sometimes, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, but sometimes I'll literally just put like a PCB or a plate on her while she's here, and she just kind of hangs out. Hi, Fifi. Hi. Isn't that cute? Bro, you look like you could lift cars as a warm-up. Yeah, dude. I do that all the time. When I visit my best friend, his daughter has those little toy cars, those little mini cars made of plastic that you sit in and pedal. I lift those up easy peasy. Hi, Fifi. Okay. Lubed and filmed. Goated shirt. Thank you. It's also my best friend that got me this shirt. Is it Fifi or Fefe? It's Fifi. Fifi for Princess Fiona. So, the Fifi is my second cat. My first cat was Liz Lemon, and she's Fifi, my second, and she is Princess Fiona. Yeah, now she's just sleeping. Okay. Oh, you have a cat named Fiona too? Oh, that's awesome. That's great, man. This one's named after the Shrek princess, by the way. Yes, and I'm Shrek. Okay, yeah, there we go. How are you liking the keyboard stand? Thinking of picking one up. So actually, I have a lot of keyboard stands. However, let's do this. Okay, so this is the one I got from KBD fans when they sent over the Athena 1800. It's the only nice one I own. All the other ones that I have are 3D printed. Or, so like, this is an example of like one of the cheap ones that I got off AliExpress or whatever, and it's fine, but it's like it's a little bit cheap. Like it's a little bit rickety. It's, you know, for sure it does not feel super solid. And so I have like this one here, if you can see, is 3D printed. So I have a bunch of 3D printed ones that are fine. But dude, this thing feels solid. Like when you screw it together with these, like with the screws on the side, it feels very well put together. Has these little rubber grips on them. This is the one that I leave permanently on my desk. It's great. I'm like I would have expected it to be pretty expensive, but it's not even that bad. I think it's like $40-50, something like that. Like I wouldn't pay $150 for it, but for like $40-50, it's pretty solid. Man, you think you have a unique idea. Yeah, that's true. Those scratch the board. Mochief, I assume you're talking about the cheap one, right? Because the cheap one is plastic. It doesn't have any rubber on it. Although the 3D printed ones, honestly, I think they're fine. I think it depends on which ones you have. Okay, guys, we have a lot to cover. Hey, Ferg, thanks for joining, man. All right, we have a lot to cover, and I want to jump into it because we have quite a few rebuilds to do today. So today is the Eclipse TKL by Nyxkeys. For those of you that see in the right there, Nyxkeys is a sponsor. In addition to being a sponsor, Shiva and Sam, the two owners, are good friends of mine. I said this already, but when I looked at the numpad that they came out with, I already had purchased the numpad when I was reviewing it. So I'm a little bit predetermined, kind of already set up to like the board, right? Because they're my friends, because they're a sponsor. I'm personally not financially invested, but like emotionally invested in the success of the project, right? So I think what's important, guys, is that like all of you make your own decisions. One of the reasons I want to do a couple different rebuilds for this is so that you guys can hear it with a few different types of switches and make up your own minds. I know there's a few of you that are interested in joining the early access. I'm planning to join it as well. And the early access starts on Monday at, I think, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure how it translates. You can check on their servers. So I want to just dive into the choo-choo. What is a hype chest? God, these freaking hype chests, guys. I don't even know. Ender love emote. Like, I don't even know what that is, but there's like a new emote now. Cool. Sorry. Okay. It's a chest for hype. Oh, did I miss a... Dude, 10 streams, man. Weesh, that's nuts. Some of you guys are on some crazy streaks, by the way. It's crazy. Okay, so, for the plan for today, I want to try to get through at least 3 rebuilds. If we can try to do 4, I'm going to try to do 4, okay? The first one I want to do is Cherry, so it'll be modded Cherry Nyxkeys, that's just one. Second one I want to do is Key Geek Clack. No. Second one I want to do is Wave Riders, which is a new HMX tactile. Then I want to do Key Geek Clack. I'm thinking about PA. And if we have time for a fourth rebuild, we can take it to a vote. Options are Cherry Stubbs, HMX Valyrian, or Key Geek Blue Cheese, which is a bit of a deeper switch. So we'll see what we have time for. Also, we're starting off with the board already built. This is the board they took to the meetup. So if you guys saw pictures of the Ottawa meetup, it's the board that's like already built with HMX Cthulhu's. So we'll get HMX Clack right off the bat. Hype train is just something meant to encourage subs and the like, as due to people wanting to continue the hype. I wonder if I can get a hype train for my career. What do you think? Would that work? Walk into my next meeting at the office and say, hey guys, think we can get a hype train going? No. Nyxkeys, Shiva doesn't even entertain me. He's just like, no, Naveed, shut up. That's not going to work. Okay. Take me to the meeting. I'll start the hype. Okay, hold on. Let's look. Let's look. Okay. I want to pull up the thing. Nice. So, okay. So just as a recap, this is Eclipse TKL. This is Nyxkeys' third project. The first one was the Athena 65, which is on the desk right now. The second one is the numpad that went live earlier this year, the Hermes. And the third one is the TKL, which is what we're going to be looking at today. Starting price is $430. And one of the things that Nyxkeys does pretty damn good in is customization. So there's a lot of configs that you can do with regards to the top colors, the accent piece, the weights, all that stuff. I'm not going to go into it because it's going to take too much time. And you guys can go poke around with the webpage if you're interested in joining early access. I did raw for the numpad. I don't actually know if I'll do raw. Maybe I'll do raw again. Honestly, I might just do raw again because I feel like a raw TKL with a numpad would actually be pretty goated. Oh, the problem is that these freaking Cerakotes guys, they're really, really, really nice. Oh, you can get raw bottom too. Oh. Ooh. Oh, you can get a Cerakote accent. That's pretty cool. Oh, god damn it. Sandblasted? Would it be Sandblast? What would be the move here? Would it be Sandblast? Dude, Mochief, the Cerakotes in general. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let's just get to it. You have to see this. You have to see it because like you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. So, okay. So, a couple other disclaimers before I get into the board itself. One, this is a prototype. It's the first prototype, and that means that there's no case. So this is just like a Neo case that Shiva shipped, or not shipped, but gave me the keyboard in. We also don't have standard accessories. So this is really their very first prototype. And we don't even have the production run of their PCB yet. So this is a H87 PCB, a Galatea. Galatea? How do you pronounce that? Galatea? 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 I have no idea. Galati? Whatever. So this is a prototype, which means that we will be able to take a look at the board. We'll be able to hear how it sounds in top mount. But this is not the final PCB. But it's Galatea. Galatea. Okay. Galatea. Got it. Let's just show you guys. This is like, this is nuts. This is just nuts. When I saw this at the meetup, guys, I did a double take. It's just nuts. Like, especially with the Cerakote. Oh. Like, isn't that wild? Show the booty. All right. So here's the back. Okay. There we go. And then the back. So you have this like pretty slick kind of slope in the back. Oh, the cat likes it too. The weight itself is like, it looks like it has texture, these like kind of circular machining marks, but it actually feels quite smooth. The part that does have the texture is the engraving. So like, I don't know if you guys have had one of Nyxkeys' engravings before, but this is like an actual laser engraving that they do in-house, and this actually has a pretty nice texture to it. So this part is actually smooth across here, and this part has the texture of the laser engraving. And then if you look very, very closely, you can kind of make out the crisscross patterns that like where they ran the laser in. It's actually pretty nice. I don't know if you can make out the detail of the tree, but it's like up close, this is all like super, super finely detailed. Like, I don't know if you can, will the camera get that close? Yeah, there you go. It's pretty cool. Disclaimer, for the weight, we are trying to get the machine marked weight for production, but due to higher scrap rate at the moment, the weight of the config is sandblasted. I got it. No problem. So, what's clacking? Hey Alex, thanks for joining, man. Let's do our first sound test. Okay, so this is alu plate and top mount. Today we're only going to be able to do a top mount. The gaskets did not get here in time. So for all of our tests today, it'll be on top mount only. The starting config, which was the meetup config, is alu plate top mount with HMX Cthulhu's on GMK Norse. We'll do a type test right now. Get a feel for how this thing is right off the bat, and we're going to jump straight into our rebuilds. Swap keycaps. I'm thinking we start off with Cherry. Actually, one question, guys. My original plan was to start off with Cherry MX Blacks unlubed, but this morning I actually thought it might be better to do fully modded Nyxkeys, because the unlubed MX Blacks are a bit loud, and I wanted to start off with something a bit more normal before we get to the super loud stuff. So if anyone feels strongly, let me know. Otherwise, we'll start off with modded Nyxkeys. Okay. Oof. Nyxkeys alu top mount sounds beautiful. I agree. So actually, one thing I forgot to do, guys. Let's give it a quick weigh, so you guys can get a feeling for how this thing is fully built. I do this every time. I pull out my scale and then I forget that I need to lay it on something flat. Otherwise I run into problems. All right, this is good enough. We're just going to use a GMK box to be our leveler. Okay. Okay. There we go. We're teared. 5.0605. So basically 5 pounds even fully built, which is 2.26 fully built. Yeah, so around 2.5 kilos fully built, 5 pounds. When we do our rebuild, when we can take out the internal assembly and get a feel for what it's like with case only, but I'm sure case only Shiva already knows. Okay. Okay, so this is my first actual type test. I don't think the meetup counts. I have a feeling, guys. All right. What do we think, guys? This is definitely on the louder side, but it's nice. It is on the louder side. That's actually one of my favorite things about Nyxkeys boards. Actually, okay, hold on. So let me see if I can show you guys really quick. So one of the things about Nyxkeys boards, we'll take a look inside and I'll show you guys, but the way that they do stepped internals is actually a little bit different from what I have seen commonly on other boards. And if you look at the stepped internals, instead of the stepped, hold on, how do I? So let's say this is the switch, right? Normally, stepped internals are kind of, they sort of come up in between one switch and another switch, so as if they're sort of hugging the switch, right? Like, you can kind of see them as if they're hugging the switch. So they kind of are walls that sort of go up around the switch. On Shiva's boards, the stepped internals act a little bit different, where instead of hugging the switch, it's almost like a channel underneath the switch. And so it essentially kind of acts as a, I don't even know what to call it, but it essentially makes it a bit louder. It sort of increases the sound as opposed to making it like quiet or whatever. So they typically lean very, very loud. And Platy, yeah, these are Cthulhu. So that's the other thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is also a fairly deep board. So the Cthulhus are very, very clacky switches, and they're very bright switches. And so one of the first things that I noticed when I was playing around with this at the meetup is that the board, it actually kind of tamed the switches down a little bit. So I'm personally very curious how this is going to do with like our Key Geek PAs, right? Like this sounds nuts to me. I love it. How does the finish feel? Is it smooth or textured? It's textured. So it has a very slight texture. So essentially the black part is smooth and the blue part is textured. So like as I run my finger over it, wherever you see the wherever you see these kind of blue parts, it's almost like very, very faint little bumps of texture. So it's like smooth plus textured together. Those were the Cthulhus, definitely sound a bit deeper. Yeah, 100%. This is like, I was actually quite surprised because normally deeper boards are quieter boards. Like for example, a lot of the boards that I've had that have leaned deeper have also leaned quieter. One thing I find a bit interesting is that this is a deeper board that seems to lean loud. Let's do one more and then let's go to a Nyxie rebuild. There's a little bit of ticking. These are 4-wrap stabs, by the way, and I'm pretty sure these are unlubed 4-wrap stabs. There's a tiny bit of ticking on one end of the spacebar, so when we take it apart, we'll tune it up. I could be wrong, but I think the brass weight will be quieter. Probably. I think typically the stainless steel weights are going to be the brighter weights. The brass and copper will be a bit deeper. I would never have guessed Cthulhu based on exactly. I was very surprised. Okay, let's go to our rebuild. We'll do Nyxkeys first, and then we'll go to. I'm thinking Key Geek PA, and then we can do something else after. It sounds great. The Cthulhus have a nice tonality and the board really shines. So, Wish, I agree with you. However, here's the thing. Because the Cthulhus... Okay, so this is my first first time like typing on the Cthulhus. I don't actually have them myself. I've only heard that they are clacky. And so the question then becomes, once we move away from like super clacky switches, how will this do in other configs? That's the question for me. Because it's possible. Are we getting some lag or jumpiness? It's kind of weird. Cthulhu's will look insane with the purple Cerakote option. Yeah, they would. Do you have a modern Scratchy planned? I don't, but we can do it if we. I do have some Scratchy light tactiles we could use. The problem is most of my modern Scratchy switches are currently in use. The Camellias are in use. The PT Blacks are in use. Yeah, we're getting some weird freezing. Or at least I'm getting some freezing. Huh. Give me a second, guys. Are you guys getting... Are you okay with the camera? Is everything working? Huh. Give me one sec, guys. Let me check something out. All right, are we back? Or no? Yeah, I think I need to... Are we back? And Simon, you join at the... These raids happen at the absolute best times. Oh boy, I remember the time that you guys raided in and my audio had cut out for a while. Okay, are we back? Are we good? We're back. Oh man, something is going on. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Huh. So this time, by the way, Mikey, I don't know if these are Twitch problems or local problems because everything wigged out for me. I have Discord running up there on one of the monitors, and it crashed out as well. So I think this time these are internet problems that are local, and I think I need to redeploy the eyebrows to angry mode. Give me a second. There we go. I see the spinny thing happening, and it says that the internet connection is unstable, and so I think the problem is here. Yeah, guys, I think. Very weird. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so if I look at the Internet Analyzer thing, it looks like the last couple minutes we've had some problems. Are we back? Navid, you did not pay the Twitch gods enough this month. Yeah, probably not, man. Oh boy. Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Everything's green. I see chat. I see... I think we're good. We'll keep going. This is fun. We are back. All right. Let's keep going. Maybe switch to a YouTube stream unless it's a bandwidth problem. Do you see this? Yes, Rufus. Are we keeping the Navid guy this time? I mean, you don't have to. The important thing to keep in mind, though, is that if I get voted into power, beige gets deleted. That's the important thing. Okay. Talking about camellias, Nyxkeys have them in stock. Just got a bunch of the dry ones. Mochief, I love the dry camellias. They are my favorites, among my favorites. I have them right now in the Shelby 65, and they are glorious. They are super, super loud, very clacky. The only problem with the dry camellias is that in some builds, they might be a little bit too loud, too clacky. They work really well in the Shelby. Even though the Shelby is a bright board, it runs a 1.2 mil PCB. And the Viva la Beige stuff. The 1.2 has I don't know, it kind of tames the camellias just enough to make them work. I don't think the camellias would work, you know, in all builds. Just because they're super loud and bright, and it might not work universally. Shouldn't the cameras be the other way around? Yes, you're right, they should be. Thank God someone here is a real streamer, and they can, you know, remind the hack that's on camera right now. Okay. Okay. So let's do this. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the way that Nyxkeys does their internals. They're not the typical stepped internals where they're kind of like essentially the typical, you got voice back, no video. Anomalous, you might need to do a refresh, like a refresh of your browser, because I think things are back up now. I think we're up and running. So essentially, normally, right, when you look at, actually, do I have an open board that we can pop open to actually quickly compare the difference? I don't have an open board. Whatever. You guys know. So basically, normally, right, the stepped internals are essentially like, they're kind of act as raised ridges, and the ridges essentially sort of like cover each side of the socket, whereas here, the way that Nyxkeys approaches it is that they only have these like kind of little channels that run, so it's more of a channel that goes in versus a ridge that raises up, if you know what I mean. And I think this approach to these ridges is what gives their boards a bit more of a louder sound profile. It was kind of interesting, at least to me, how they've approached it. Very cool. Okay, let's put this over here. I missed the start of the stream. I was stuck in traffic. No worries, dude. When and where is early access? Yeah, Monday, 10 Eastern. So, as I mentioned before, guys, this is a Galatea PCB for those that are joining a bit later. The production PCBs are a bit behind schedule for the prototype, but since it's H88 compatible, for this proto, we're just using the Galatea H88. Let me just take it apart. We'll take a look at the plate, and then we'll get to our rebuild. Hey Conan, thanks for joining, man. We are building the Eclipse TKL, which is Nyxkeys' most recent project. Need more mash burger. Oh god, those burgers. Guys, so I finally got to meet a bunch of the dudes, a bunch of the Canadian dudes in person at the Ottawa meetup. And I met Nyxkeys, Platy, a bunch of people were there. And for lunch, we brought in these smash burgers, and holy crap, they were delicious. They were so freaking good. Oh, I just had a real big flashback. Maybe we can just leave them in. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm just going to take these top mount screws out of the plate so I don't lose them. For those of you that were here, when we built the Hermes, when was it? A month or two ago, I lost one of their screws, and then I started freaking out about the screw that I had lost. And then I was like, hey Shiba, did you forget to pack a screw in here, buddy? And Shiba says, Naveed, I think you dropped it on the floor. And I was like, no dude, I'm a professional streamer, I know what I'm doing, I didn't drop it on the floor. Turns out I fucking dropped it on the floor. So now we're gonna use our screw trays. You were about to be raided by Switch Journal, but then Twitch said you have raids disabled. Hey RR, how you doing, man? Yeah, I was having some internet problems. I don't know what was going on, but for whatever reason, my internet decided to completely go on the fritz and be non-compliant. Give me a sec. So we're back now. Naveed almost made it, so I got no screw. I actually did, dude. If it wasn't for Shiva, because like the screws were so small, they were very, very small. Okay, let's do. Where is? There we go. It was me. I was uploading the entire zip file containing 20 gigabytes in pictures of win-keyless boards directly to your server. Why would you do that, Rufus? First of all, okay, you know what wouldn't surprise me, Rufus, is if you actually had 20 gigabytes of win-keyless TKL pictures. Like I imagine that. Whoa. Oh, that is interesting. I have never seen, have you guys ever seen this before? A cut around the arrow cluster on the plate? I've actually never seen that before. That's very interesting. Shiva, why? Can you explain this? What's the thought process here? What's the idea behind the cut around the cluster? You would be. Don't taking these keys off by now if you just use your fingers. I was using my fingers, dude, but a couple of them were being a bit stubborn. Just to isolate it from the rest of the plate. Interesting. I've literally legit never seen that before. Very cool. Also, there it is. Same reason why the TKL cluster has a cut. Interesting. Huh. Because I've obviously seen flex cuts on PCBs or plates, but those look a little bit different than what I'm used to. The other thing that I think that cuts on the plate does is that it allows for sound to get through the plate, so it makes that area a bit louder. So that actually might be one of the reasons why this board is not, like, it's a deeper board, but it doesn't sound overly quiet. It might be because of the cuts that you have on the plate as well. Interesting. EW always asking for that arrow key typing test. Does he? EQ? Yeah, does he? I actually don't think I've seen him ask for that. I love a good TKL up arrow. Elquan, were you here for the type test that we did earlier? It was actually pretty good. And one of the things I noticed, by the way, is that this whole area was quite bright as well, which I liked quite a bit. PP, carbon fiber, and PEI plate have cuts too. The cuts are different than this. Interesting. No, I was making lunk. Did you make extra lunk for me? Ooh. The spacebar sounded great, by the way, Shiva. I really liked it. The only problem I have with it is that I think the 4-app stabs needed a bit of a tune-up, which we'll do in a second. I've noticed, by the way, that the 4-app stabs, for those of you that haven't tried them, you can actually do them without lube. The only problem is that every once in a while you'll come across one that needs just a little bit of a tune-up. And so I used 4-apps on the Pangea Mini, and it's still running totally unlubed. However, my backspace needed a bit of a tune-up, and I ended up having to inject a bit of lube in there. But I don't know. They're the first stabs that I've actually tried fully unlubed that I thought were legit viable unlubed. Maze stabs get a bit close because they have the silicone injected into the stab. But, I don't know, maze stabs, I still lube them. For some reason, I don't think you can quite get away with them. That plus in the top left is cute. Oh yeah, that is cute. Huh. Yeah, you're right, I didn't see that. Okay. My default now is just the housing, a little 205. Then if I need to, I use a syringe. Not as cute as you, Navi. Thanks, Maury. Thank you, my dude. So Platty, when you say 205 a little on the housing, you're talking about properly brushing down the housing, right? Is that what you're saying? So it's like you're properly lubing it, right? You're just talking about the amount that you put there, and you don't do it on the wire. That's what you're saying. So Naveed, when are you sending this to me to try? So Elquan, I'm more than happy to send it to you. You're going to have to get in line, however. I think there's a few people ahead of you, unfortunately. And what that means, however, is that you're going to have to ask the person that is last on the list. But I believe after me it's going to Platty. But I'm not sure. I will have to confirm with Shiva. Okay. Don't worry, Naveed. I'll make sure everyone gets a speedy delivery. Are you going to be delivering it, Komori? Am I giving it to you? Just the inside, a little, no wire and no stem. Interesting. 5 subs to skip the line. That is very tempting, Elquan. Let me think about it. I will get back to you. But I will think about it very seriously. Holy shit. I guess I thought about it, and Platy won with 10 subs. Holy shit. Thank you, Platy. I appreciate you, my dude. But, I guess that settles it. I guess it's Platy. This was all part of my plan. Thank you, Platy. I appreciate you, my dude. Thanks, man. But I guess that seals the deal. And I guess I was purchased for 10 subs. I guess we know my price. Although, just to be clear, yeah, just to be clear, Platy is also a friend. We've also discussed it in advance. Platy was always getting it after me. So, yeah. That was fun, though. Thank you very much, Platy. Thank you, dude. So, I'm not a friend. I see how it is. Elquan, you are the closest of friends, which is why we talk shit all the time. Talk shit. Talk shit. Okay, question. When you're talking shit on a Discord server with someone, is it talking shit or is it shit posting? What's the correct terminology for this? So, like, let's say we're just like, you know, blah blah blah, talking shit on the server, and we're just kind of joking around. Oh my god. Penguin, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate you. Thank you. Like, what timing, man? Elquan timed out Mao for 600 seconds. Oh my god. Oh. That is just... Did I put a limit on that? I hope I put a limit on it. What's the... Hold on. I need to check if I put a limit on this. Did I put a limit? Baby shark. Thank God I did put a limit. Whew. That was torture, guys. That was torture. Tangus, my dude, thank you. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. It takes, I just want to be part of something. You're a part of my heart. That's what you're a part of. Oh, man. Fucking baby shark. What the hell did shark do? No, 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 no. That is not what I wanted. I wanted to play the music, and it thought I wanted to play... Okay, music down now. Music down. There we go. We're not baby sharking again. Kamori, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate you, my dude. But let's not do baby shark again, please. Guys, that really, like, because, like, okay, let me tell you. Here's the thing, right? So that's the second time that's ever happened, because nobody has the points. But when we do it, I don't mute it, so I hear it. It's blasting in my ear, and I feel obligated to, like, leave it on. So it's, like, directly juiced into my brain, and I'm just sitting here, like, juiced on Baby Shark. Gotta make it one louder. Oh, I appreciate the subs, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay, let's get back to the keyboard. Okay. Frickin' Baby Shark, man. That is just... You know, normally when it's played on Shark's stream or Mikey's stream or, like, someone else's stream, I just mute or turn the volume all the way down so I don't actually have to listen to it. Okay. Naveed is juicing Baby Shark. You heard it here first. Alright. So here is our actual plate. Mounting point here, and here. Oh, Shiva. If you're still here, are these dumbbell gaskets, or are these, like, your traditional silicone gaskets that are, like, the wider gaskets, similar to what you have in Athena? Because with the little nub, I don't know if you guys can make it out, but, like, with the little nub there, it kind of... No, those are sock. Okay, so sock meaning they go over, like, rectangular, go over the whole space, right? Or are they dumbbell, meaning that they just kind of fit into you? Okay, yeah, they're sock meaning. Okay, cool. Got it. Interesting. Very interesting. Little, that is clearly average. Oh. Interesting. Huh. Very cool. Alright. Let's tune up the stab a little bit, and then let's get to our Nyxkeys build. Okay. Oh, EC kit where? So Shiva, what is the deal with the EC kit? Is that confirmed, and how is that working? We're just going to do a little bit of a tune-up on... Guys, I literally just... I have no idea how the hell that happened, but I gave the board a little bump, and I lost a stab wire. That was a stab, Mikey. That was like... I literally just gave the board a little bit of a bump, and one of the stab wires went flying. And I have no idea where it is right now. How the hell did I just lose a stab wire? Guys, I legit have no idea. I have no idea where my stab wire went. What the heck? I'm gonna have to... Guys, this is a... I swear to God, I'm a professional, I guess. I'll be back. Okay, I got it. Got it. Hi, I'm back. Okay. So, okay, so all I did was I did it like this, and the stab wire popped out. I don't even think I was violent with it. I was just... Huh. Huh. Okay. We're back in business. Nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Just gonna touch this up a tiny bit. Just a bit. Okay. We're good. We're back. Everything's fine. No problems. I think I'm going to take a break. Let's take a quick break. Just like water. Calm down, everyone. Calm down. There's been a stabbing. There was a stabbing. Frickin' Elquan, what did he do this time? There's always something. It's never smooth. Can we have a bet? What's the bet, Mikey? Nav will finish his build, this build, in 30 minutes. Just to be clear, Mikey, finishing this build is literally just putting the switches in, putting the assembly back in the board, screwing it up, and putting on keycaps. I've already chosen the keycaps too. Dream Girlie gave the choice. So everything, we know what we're doing. There's no more decisions that have to... You know what, Mikey? You naysayer. Fine. Let's make a bet. Start prediction. Rebuild greater than 30 minutes. Yes, no. Submission period 2 minutes. Done. Not a chance, by the way. Glenn, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate you. You have nothing to apologize for. Oh, actually, I don't think you can auto prime subs. Prime subs are always manual. Is the key set Dolch, since you love Dolch so much? No, actually. I do love Dolch, by the way, but it is not Dolch. Tank, you know what? No, there's not a chance you would have guessed this, so I'm just going to show you. But it is Pulse Medalet. I actually think the Pulse set will work pretty well with the blue and black Cerakote. So we're going to pulse it up. Whew. No points to gamble. Yeah, because you sharked it all, Mao. Wow, what a boomer set. It is, right? It's like, it's an older set for sure. But I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Hey, can I do a prediction? No, I can't. Oh my God, get out of town. How is it that 4 of you, 4 people, thought the rebuild would take more than 30 minutes? You know, this is the greater sign, right? So you're saying 4 of you think the rebuild will be greater than 30 minutes. That is wild. Not a chance. I haven't started doing anything, Mikey. We're going to wait until the predictions come through. And then we'll set a timer. You'll get distracted looking at the board. Yeah, but the board has to be built for me to be distracted. No. This is just one rebuild, the current rebuild, because we have a bunch of them to do. There's not no. There's not a chance I would have done 3 or 4 rebuilds in 30 minutes. No, Mikey's original statement was 30-minute bet. Nav will finish this build in 30 minutes. That was the bet. Current build. What's the win keyless board on the wall? Do you mean this one, Wish? This one right here? This is a Toro 60. So up here, this is Toro 60 in C win keyless. This is F260. Gion F2. It is a great board. A bit temperamental, but the current build I'm a huge fan of. Okay. Alexa, 30-minute timer.
30-minute timer started.
I mean, 30-minute timer, but like 30 minutes to like just put switches and keycaps in a board. Like, I can continue this break. Oh, well, I lost then. I was basing off all rebuilds. Pretty sure. Can we see the F260? You can see the F260. Oh. I can't type on the F260, but you can see it. Oh. Oh. Alright, so this is our F260 with KKB Dolch with the light alphas. It's fun. Sounds great. Desk is a little full, so we can do the type test once we're done. But yeah, this is a great board. It is, actually, maybe you can hear it. Actually, hold on. Just hold on. Actually, from here, you can probably just hear it. Just listen to the space bar. Actually, let me just do this. Huh? It does not need a tune-up, Nana. This is fantastic. No, you guys messed up. You see, no. What you guys did, the problem is that you guys have already messed up. And the way that you messed up is that you tried to go too big too early, right? Because I know that sounds fantastic. Now, if you had said, hey, Naveed, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Then you said, hey, show us another board, right? Then in the process of showing you the other board, because you've built credibility, you were like, hey, Naveed, that spacebar, I don't know about that spacebar, my dude. And then I would have been like, maybe you're right? Because you established rapport, you built credibility, right? But I know that F2 sounds phenomenal, right? So already right off the bat, you've created a problem for yourselves. But also, Nav, you didn't tune the rest of the stabs on the Eclipse. So I tuned the spacebar. The spacebar was the only one that had a problem. The great thing about having syringes with lube is that you can tune them up when they are fully built. So I think we're good. I think it's because he feels shame for all the boards that require tune-up. Imagine. Okay. Can I please see your collection, Naveed? I will never ask anything of you again. A type test of each, please. Glenn, I consent. Weesh redeemed 2-minute break. All right. So, Glenn, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a collection stream at some point in June, I'm thinking. I think it's already scheduled, by the way. But I want to do a collection stream before I take a break for baby. Baby comes beginning of July, and I'll probably take a month break from streaming and content and stuff when baby arrives, just to focus on that and be there for the wife. And I want to do a collection stream before then. Unless you've got QMX, in which case your syringe is going to do nothing. Well, is QMX the mix? Is that the mixed lube that's like a few different lubes in one or something? Sir, don't you have a matching cable for that board? I actually don't. I'm not super big on the cable thing. I have 2 cables on my desk, and I basically just use them for everything. The one that I actually have on my desk right now was a gift from Phoenix. No QMX or GMK stabs. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've heard of those. Maybe take one of the desk mats in the bottom of the cabinet out to tie in the colors. Do I have a better desk mat? For the blue, I might actually, but I don't really feel like changing it now. Oh, maybe I can make a points reward with that. 10 seconds. MX2A is the annoying ones because you gotta clean out all the... Ooh. Oh, stabs. Alright, 2 minutes. Let's get back to it. Should check on the wire, though, the one that flew out. I did. Don't worry, Vic. Did you bet, Vic? Or no, Mikey. Mikey, did you even bet, or are you just causing chaos? Okay. No. The wire was fine. Don't you worry. Yeah, it flew out, but the wire is not going to get bent just from landing on the floor, you know? It'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay. I think I might have even made a mistake. Because we want to try a whole bunch of different switches, I actually think I might have made a bit of a mistake by pulling literally... Actually... No, I want to do a full rebuild on Nyxkeys because I want to see how the... Okay, basically what I was thinking was maybe I would only do alphas on rebuild, but then I realized that I want to do a full rebuild because I want to hear how the edges sound, like all the stuff around the side and the back with the Nyxkeys, so I think we'll do full rebuild for this one. But maybe for the other switches... Okay, actually, guys, you didn't put the F2 back. Oh, you're right, I didn't. Ugh. No matter what you didn't tune, Navid, it will still sound better than one of Mikey's builds. Oh. Damn, Mikey catching heat. What did Mikey do? That's what you think I've been in this hot... Wait. Huh. Not true. The scones build he did put keycaps on was nice. The question, though, is for the... Did he do his own stabs for the scones build? I think he did, because he... No, he did. He did his... Wait, did he? I actually don't remember. Mikey, did you do your own stabs when you threw in your hotspot PCB? I actually don't remember if you did. They were soldered in the stabs? For the hot swap you did, yeah, okay. So, Question, guys. This is a full rebuild with Nyxkeys. However, we have 2 to 3 more switches we can potentially try out in this board. The question I have for you, do we want to do partial rebuilds so that we can fit more types of switches in? Or do we want to do full rebuilds but have less switches? So basically, the difference might be in 1 or 2 switches, right? So for example, if we do full rebuilds, we can maybe do Wave Riders and PAs, so 2 more rebuilds. If we do partials, we could potentially fit 5 or 6. After this, we'll do Wave Riders. After Wave Riders, we'll do PA. If we have time, we'll get to some light tactiles and potentially some modern fake MX Blacks. Blue Cheese is one of the options as well, but Blue Cheese is one of the wild card options, so it'll be after Wave Riders and after PA. So the question, though, is if we're doing full rebuilds, I don't know if we're going to have time for everything. How did you modify? So these Nyxkeys I did not modify myself. I bought them modded when I first joined the hobby a long time ago. And these are lubed, filmed. They're basically the works. Lubed, filmed, spring swapped. My only criticism is that the springs that they used are very, very light. I think they're like 40, 45. I do have MX Browns, Weesh, so we could use those. Anomalous, the next build is going to be tactiles. The next build will be HMX Wave Riders, which are a newer tactile. So don't worry. For sure, we're going to do Wave Riders on the next build, so we'll get a tactile build in. No, so Mikey, these ones were actually given to me from Nyxkeys. When I was at the meetup, Peter gave me a set. So they're on Beaver Keys. I think they're the same ones though, but I got mine from Beaver Keys. Nyxkeys, just like any other MX Black, break-in, 105G0, film only if needed, flavor with spring of choice. So Tangus, my preference for cherry is unlubed, just spring swapped. Basically, unlubed and spring swapped. That's my preference for cherry. So all the cherry that I have 250 MX Blacks, 250 MX Browns that are unlubed, although I do have some with stock lube, but normally I prefer unlubed. The reason I didn't do it on this build is because I know that the Nyxkeys boards tend to be a bit loud, and I was worried that unlubed MX Blacks would actually be too loud for this board, which is why I switched over to the Nyxkeys. But we'll see, because I think the Wave Riders are quite loud, and the PA is very, very loud. Those are very bright, very clacky switches, so we should get a nice balance of loud to not, I guess. Unlubed MX Black in Alu, though. Chef's kiss. I agree. I agree. We could also do Wildcard with cherry stubs, unlubed cherry stubs, which is basically MX Blacks with stub stems. So there's an option there. Really, I find that PA is not as loud as Cthulhu. Mikey, you might be... I forgot the board is freaking wind keyless. Cthulhu definitely has a louder top out. Yeah, so this is my first time with Cthulhu's, so actually, you might be right. I just, this is just my first time with them. Interesting. Alexa, how much time on timer?
Your timer has 16 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think you guys are boned. 16 minutes for me to screw the assembly together and put on keycaps. I think you guys are boned. Or at least the 4 of you that voted against me. Yeah, so I haven't actually tried the Cthulhu's. I don't know if I already said that, but I don't have them, so these were the first time I tried them. So maybe you're right. Maybe they are louder than the PAs, Mikey, but I don't know. PAs are among the loudest switches I have. It's okay, everyone. He forgot something. Let him almost finish, and then have to take it apart. What did I forget? I didn't forget anything. What did I forget? Ah, you're messing with me, Mikey. You got me. You had me for a second. Okay, you had me for a second. But the problem is, again, you guys played your hand too strong. Okay, so if one or two of you was like, oh wait, what did he forget? Tell me, Mikey, what did he forget? You know, kind of like played along a little bit with Mikey. And then another one was like, oh yeah, I remember, you know? Like, you guys gotta like up your gaslighting game a bit, I think. Because like everyone piles on, and the second everyone agrees, it's like then something is going on, you know? If everyone is agreeing, it's like, okay, something weird is happening, and I just gotta figure out what it is. Okay, buddy, we'll see you in like 3 minutes. Look at the false confidence. You'll see, Nab. Yeah, guys, this is, I think we're like, kind of done. Oh, shoot, I forgot to weigh this, but it's fine. We'll weigh it, unbuilt when we take it apart again. You give him far too much credit. I don't know. I don't think you guys have a chance. Did you end up putting in MX2A in Chronos? No. So the Chronos, I ended up rebuilding it. Actually, what do I have in the Chronos? Hold on. I will tell you. Chronos is Orange Boy, Key Geek Orange Boy. When I first built the Chronos, I did MX2A Nyxkeys, and it sounded decent on alphas, but the spacebar and the alphas was just a little bit too dissonant. Like they kind of felt like they were belonging to two different boards. And when I was talking to Skithlex, he was telling me that that long poles were best for the Chronos. So I ended up rebuilding it with Key Geek Orange Boys, and it's actually pretty good now. I can bring it out and do a type test on it if you're interested. It's actually quite pleasant now. The clacky switches seem to work really, really well with the PC boards, and it works quite well on Chronos. How did you align those feet? To the top or bottom case? They're out of whack. So Shiva put the feet on. I don't know, Shiva, if you're still here. Is the board gonna have cutouts for the feet? The final board, is it gonna have cutouts for the feet or some kind of indicator, or will it be like Wild West? Like, you can kind of put them on wherever you want. Yeah, it will have cutouts. Okay. Hear me out, Nevi. Let me mod you some MX Blacks for Chronos. How would you mod them? I'm sorry, perhaps you said, where were the Cthulhu's from? Did you Franken switch them, or is someone making them now? Gateron cream sodas were the manufacturers putting the parts together. I'm not sure I understand your question, Carbon. The Cthulhu's, I'm pretty sure, are just regular Cthulhu's. They came with the board. Shiva from Nyxkeys could probably tell us what the particular config is for the Cthulhu's. HMX Cthulhu, yeah. Oh, Toe Popper, you're building the Chronos now? How are you building it? What's your, what switches are you putting in? I assume you got it off the recent drop? Secret sauce for the mods. Because I've tried a few different mods for MX Black Swish. Actually, by the way, guys, guys, one thing. So I don't know if you guys already know this. I've realized, by the way, my favorite MX Blacks are using triple stage springs. I have some Wuche triple stage springs that I used on a set of MX Blacks, and the fast return on them makes the top out sound ridiculous. It's like, I don't know what it is, but the triple stage, the sound of the MX Blacks with triple stage springs is actually legit different. And the top out sound is much more pronounced and like very, very satisfying. Okay. I'm building an office board, so it's super unconventional. I'm going HMX Blue Sky on PPO, so you're going quiet build, huh? Interesting. Zaina, they had an in-stock drop for the Chronos recently, like a couple weeks ago. And I got one. The price was really good too. Like, very, very good. Feels and sounds like Topra, and it's tripping me out. Interesting. Those are silent switches, right? They have to be. Yeah, okay, we said it already. I'm not caught up. Yeah, so Carbon. So for whatever reason, these MX Blacks with the triple stage, it adds a very, very satisfying sound to them. I actually have them installed in my Class 65. And I'll bring it out if you guys are interested and you can actually hear it, but it's like very, very interesting. It sounds really good. And it's like distinctly different from normal MX Blacks. Like, I honestly did not expect it to be that pronounced, but the super fast return essentially like smacks the top housing in a really satisfying way. Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, they're like a muted Thok. I'll send. Yeah, dude, do it. Post it in the sound test channel, man. On the Discord server. Nice. Did you compare to same length, weight, manufacturer, single stage springs? In my experience, triple stage itself doesn't do shit. Okay, so to be fair, I have not compared to double stage, so it's possible that triple stage doesn't actually do anything, and it's just the fact that it's like not single stage that's doing something interesting. But all of my Cherry switches are single stage 20 millimeter springs, something like that, 18, 19, 20. And these ones were 21 millimeter triple stage springs, and there is a distinct difference in top out sound. But it's possible that you could get that same difference from a double stage spring. So it's possible that the actual triple stage isn't really doing anything unique. So that's definitely possible. I was not super scientific in my test of it, but I'll bring it out. I'll bring out the Class 65 and I'll do a quick type test. Well, actually, you know what? For the Class 65, I'll just leave it for the collection stream, maybe. But you'll see, it's very, very satisfying. Do you have case foam for the Eclipse? I don't. I don't have case foam. Usually, though, there is an option, an add-on option that they have for case foam. I don't know, Shiva, if you've configured the case foam yet. Is the Chronos a 60%? Yeah, it is, Mikey. It's a O-ring 60 like the Sebas. For what it's worth, by the way, as much as I like the Chronos, which I do, I think the Sebas is a better board. To me, it sounds better. It will be available for purchase. Okay, there we go. Can you see it? Of course, Mikey. Oh. Okay. This is Chronos. It's fairly simple. O-ring 60 with KKB Monet. Not much to it. It looks great with the lights. It worked out really well. Yep, alloy plate. Oh. Okay. I swear an alloy plate would fix my... Oh, so Nana, what kind of plate do you have on that thing? And do you have a plate file? I wonder if you can get a plate file. Piece. Oh. Yeah, dude, that might be why, honestly. Because I'm not sure how well a PC plate will do on a PC board. I would imagine, actually, you're probably right. I would imagine that either a carbon fiber plate or an alu plate or even a PEI plate would probably do wonders. I'm not sure about yeah, I'm not too sure about using PC plate on an acrylic board. Might be fine, but probably not to my taste. Can I hear it? How's the sound? You can hear it, Mikey, of course. I did get the Gehern. Gehern? I did. I got the green one, aluminum. But yeah, it's on the way. Wish I was into TKLs when the TKL ran. I think the TKL ran a long time ago, right, Platty? Like a very long time ago. Should I rebuild with PEI? Do you have the PEI? Nana, what plates do you have? Because I honestly think, Nana, getting like a stiffer, more resonant plate, because PEI is fairly stiff, so PEI, aluminum, I think those will all be fairly good choices. And I would avoid the softer plates, especially for a top mount with an acrylic board. I'd imagine it would be a bit too, I don't know. I'd imagine it wouldn't work out great. Okay. All right, guys. What do we think? This has a look to it, doesn't it? This has a look to it. Yeah, Mikey, these are the 4 apps. Isolate the plate a little. Plastic boards need a bit of breathing room or they end up sounding cheap. I agree, actually. I did fix them, Mr. Tangus. It was the spacebar we were having problems with. Yeah, dude, this, I dig this. Because the blue of the keycaps actually kind of works. I don't know, this looks great. This is just wicked. Yeah, dude, Gervonus, I agree. It pairs really well together. Mikey was right. You didn't see it. There was nothing to see, Tangus. Mr. Tangus. We both know. We both know I got it. Splash would slap. Oh, would it? Oh, yeah, Elquan, you're right. Splash would be good, too. Yeah, you're right. Chat saw it. Chat saw nothing, Mr. Tangus. Wait, the spacebar, try again. Okay. Hold on. Rebuild top frame, take off 4 case screws, then 6 to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. You're talking about the pain in the butt of rebuilding top mount, right? Alexa, stop. Sorry, guys. It would appear that not only did I rebuild it in time, but I rebuilt it with time to spare. We took breaks. We had chat. We pulled out keyboards. Oh, ye of little faith. I feel like we did it. And we did it with panache. Hey, he's not cooked. He cooked. Mikey, excuse me, Mikey. The rebuild was finished in time. Oh, Tangus, you think I don't know you with your little full stop with your period at the end of your sure? You're just dripping. I know it. The rebuild does not include the sound test. The rebuild is finished. The rebuild then leads to the sound test. How much time was left? It was like 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Vic, dripping with sarcasm, okay? Misfeat girl. Be chill. Pervy one. All right. Let's see how we do. Okay. So this is our rebuilt Eclipse with an aluminum plate in top mount with fully modded Nyxkeys with GMK Pulse Mitolet. What do we think? Nah, he's right. A rebuild includes a type test, plus a full-on ohmic measurement of switches. Then you gotta get started on the complete Shakespeare and Klingon. Okay. All right. So we got it done in less than 30. The 3 of you that thought it wouldn't be. 3 of you? Rebuild greater than 30 minutes. Yes. There's 7 of you. 7 of you thought it would take me more than 30 minutes? Select the result. Rebuild greater than 30. No, it was not greater than 30. All So what do you guys think? What did you guys think of the sound? Specifically for Nyxkeys. I personally didn't dislike it. I thought it sounded fine. However, I think this board for me is going to be more of a long pole board. I think the cherries sounded fine. My problem with cherry is that typically cherry, in particular Nyxkeys, often sounds too quiet. And so for me, that was actually a little bit too quiet. I didn't mind it at all. Like, I don't think it was bad, but if this board was mine to keep, I don't think my build for it would be a Nyxkeys build. I have a feeling I'm gonna, like, I enjoyed it with the Cthulhu's a lot more. Like, the Cthulhu's for me was fantastic. And I have a feeling the Wave Riders, which is our next build, is also going to be much better for me personally than the Nyxkeys. Uses the quiet MX Blacks, complains about them being too quiet. Look, Tangus, the reason I did it is because I know that there's a bunch of you guys out there that are cherry lovers that would have for sure wanted the MX Black experience. And so I think it's a good baseline to do the MX Black build as the initial kind of starting point just for that. Because I do think it's a baseline for most people. For me, however, it is not. Wait a second. How do I want to do this? I'm going to do this lazy style. We're going to do it lazy. Platty, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Holy crap, Platty. Thank you again. Thank you twice, I guess. Although I don't like cherry, I like cherry likes. I don't know what that means. I do agree, though. You need to put proper MX Blacks in there. Apparently I gifted and wasn't subscribed myself. Nav, I thought I voted you would take longer than 30 minutes. Wait, did you win points? Did you vote for the wrong thing, Mikey? You misclicked and ended up winning points. That's so funny. No. So the board fully built was 2.5 kilos, around 5 pounds, approximately. Fully built. That spacebar is great. Okay, let's go to our Wave Riders. You know what? I actually don't know. Can I do this lazy? Yeah, I'm going to do this lazy. We're going to go lazy, okay? And what I mean by lazy is we're not going to undo top mount. We're going to build it just like this, and we're going to save the time of taking the plate off the top mount. At least it's not a proto PCB. You can get another Galatea. That is true. But I think we'll be fine. Plus, honestly, worst comes to worst, if I do pop a socket, I'll just solder it back into place. Hot swap socket repairs are pretty easy. And if I need to do it, we'll do it. Okay. Oh god, not the lazy way. Yes, the lazy way. Wait, aren't you the champion of the lazy way, Elquan? I would have thought that the lazy way would have been your favorite way. I am digging this office. Did you post the... You posted it. Awesome. I'll take a look at it after stream. I work from home, so I don't actually end up going to the office too often. But I do have an office build Mine has silent tactiles in it, the TTC bluish white silent tactiles. So if I ever do get called into the office, I have something I could take with me. Quite pleasant. Very pleasant. Not for rebuilding boards. I don't want to break a PCB. I don't understand. How would you break a PCB? What he means by lazy is 4 edibles. Jimi Hendrix will... No, not that kind of lazy. Not that kind of lazy. I have been straight edge and clean for a long time. Also, all my builds are solder, so I can't do the lazy way. That is true. That is true. The lazy way would not work for you at all. When you do get called into the office, you got to bring a cushionless modded Model M with no rubber sheet of so, dude. So I don't go to the office regularly at all. My company's in a different province, so like I basically go to the office like once a year for company events, but I wonder how it would work. Like, I wonder if somebody has ever actually done that, like taken one of the big fat Class M's to the office with them and done like a full like solenoid clicker buzzer build. And actually, like I wonder if you could even get away with it in like a personal office. Like if you had your own office space, I wonder if you could get away with it like that. Okay, so we're gonna leave these guys alone, actually, because I don't think we'll leave those alone. What was the question? I wasn't listening. Honestly, Platy, I legit don't remember what the question was. We're just vibes today, okay? I have one of the older ladies in the economy department geeked out so hard because she remembered using them back in... Ooh, then I ended up lending it to her. Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome. I wonder if, like, you could get away with it in, like, one of the modern tech offices. You probably couldn't, right? Because a lot of these modern offices don't even have cubicles anymore. It's just open office space. I'm supporting the socket on the back, by the way, guys, when I put the switches in. So don't worry. We're not full-on barbarians. We're kind of doing it partially right. We're just kind of doing it a bit lazy because I'm looking at the clock. Okay, honestly, how does this happen every time? Okay, I just want to be clear. Hold on, I just want to be clear. It's 2:45. Okay, I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. The board came to me assembled. The stabs were already on the PCB. Okay, like the only thing I have accomplished is a single rebuild. We're just starting a second. An hour 45 minutes in, we have accomplished one rebuild. I blame you. It's not my fault. It's definitely not my fault. Actually, it's your fault, Tangus. It's Tangus's fault. Don't worry, dude. I'm still taking the switches off. Platy, that sounds about right. Useless. Go to your room. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, god damn. Oh, Platy, you got the Wave Riders. Have you had a chance to build a board with them yet? I'm curious. Actually, has anyone else here used the Wave Riders? You have not yet. Okay. Mochief, did you use the Wave Riders? You plan to tonight. Okay. Yes, I love them. Ooh. How do you have them built, Anomalous? I have them, but not tried them yet. Was going to try them in 3 boards. Oh, are you going to do side to side, Platy? Like all 3 side to side? Nice. A new favorite. How so? What board? What's your current build for them, Anomalous? Okay, side note, by the way, the blue kind of works. The blue of the Wave Riders kind of works with the... I'm glad I didn't go full lazy and try to do this with the top case actually screwed into the bottom case, because it is a tiny bit of a tight fit. Like, you can definitely hear them snapping in, and I'm glad I'm able to support the hot swap sockets. If I was doing this like 100% lazy as opposed to just partially lazy, I think I might have popped a socket. Very possible I might have popped a socket. Yeah, these switches, they're a little bit, like, they're not tight, like, I don't think we'll have problems with them. But if they're not, like, perfectly aligned on the way in, very possible they might cause a problem with the socket. So, at least we're doing partially. In an Antipode FLX Virgo SE and a Manta Machinist. Ooh. I wonder, I think in a Manta they would be really good. The one thing that surprised me a little bit about the Manta, I typed on Platy's at the meetup. It was a little bit quieter than I was expecting. And I don't know how much of that is the switches versus just the board itself. Because I think Platy had it built with the G1s, I think. G-Ray, G1, I don't remember, one of them. So it might have been the Switch contributing to that. But we'll see. I have a feeling the Wave Riders would do good on the Manta. I did a quick test on them in the Sebas at the meetup, and it sounded pretty damn good. It was G1s, okay. SE even. Not quite with an alu plate and HMX. Okay. Good. G1s are loud. They are LP. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, dude, Platy. You added a few switches to my list from your boards at the meetup. The G1s are one of them. But I forget, there were 1 or 2 other boards that I typed on of yours, and you had some switches that I really liked that I need to add to my next order. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious if anyone here joined up on the Apex 60. It was one that I was looking at for a little bit, and I was considering it. I ended up not joining it, mainly because I saw a few people build it, and it seemed like it leaned a bit quiet and deep because of the fat weight. So I ended up not joining it. But I'm curious. I know Clippy joined it, but I'm not aware of anyone else that joined it. G1s are loud. They're long pole. I thought Camellia was long pole. I know the Camellia and my Sonnet were crowd. Yeah, so Camellia I already have, and I love the Camellias. Those ones are among my favorites right now. Especially the unlubed ones were fantastic. Wait, which board? Clippy, the Apex 60. You joined it, right? As far as I know, you're the only one I know that has joined the Apex 60. And so I'm curious if... Because, like, normally you can kind of tell how successful or popular a board is just by, like, kind of creeping around the Discord servers. People will talk about it, about joining and whatever, right? So, like, the Yahra or whatever, the 65, there's like a few people I know that either joined it or were thinking about joining it or tempted by it, whatever. Whereas the Apex 60, I don't see a whole lot of chatter going on about that board. And so I'm curious, like, if anyone else joined it. My feeling is that it has not been super popular, but I don't actually know. So I'm curious if anyone else joined. Okay, almost done, boys. Boys and girls. Thanks. You're welcome, Dream Girly. As far as I know, it's just you and Vic. And me. All right, we have 3 then. Girly A Nerda. Normally, then there would be 4 because every once in a while my wife is able to join. But she has plans today with her family, and so no Gigi on stream today. You know what? Sometimes when you're supporting the socket on the back and you push the switch in, you can kind of almost feel the pins like push against your finger, right? And this time, I thought I felt a bit of movement, and I had to check to make sure I didn't pop a socket. Doing a socket repair when we're trying to get through like a bunch of different switches and sound tests would be a little annoying. I'm almost halfway removing the switches. Okay, you know what, Dream Girly? That makes me feel good that I'm not the only slow one. Because, man, when I get on stream, everything just slows down. Okay. Ooh. Also me, WF Brown. Okay, so there are a non-zero number. There's more than a couple. Okay, fine. That's actually more than I expected. Okay. That's wrong. Oh. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh. I did not realize this before, but the screws are different lengths. There's slightly different lengths. Interesting. Okay. I did not realize that. So the top of the case and bottom of the case use slightly different length screws. Did Keybae drop the new oblique orders colors already? I think they dropped the pre-orders for them, Mochi. So you can pre-order them, but I don't think they're in yet. Chester did like a sneaky post where he just posted up the new colors, but you can go and pre-order them now. The orange one looked sick, and the mint one looked sick. Listen, it's a full size. My second oh, the S100. You're doing the PP plate rebuild. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah. You know what's funny is I kind of feel like I'm doing this rebuild quite a bit faster than the last one. And what that means is that the frickin' distractions that you guys were doing actually worked. Because I feel like this rebuild, I've been going a lot faster, like sub 20 minutes. Whereas the last one, I feel like I was right up against the 30-minute mark. Ooh, that is interesting. Dream Girly, what switches are you using for your S100? I'm trying to do a few with my left hand. Like you're rebuilding with a single hand rebuild? We did it, chat. We tilted streamer. I think, Tangus, that I am among the most easily tiltable, because my ADD goes wild and I just go off on tangents and rants and rambles. So it's fairly easy. Like, you're right, you did it. However, I think the doing, so to speak, you know, it's like, I don't know. Kind of like bragging about eating a sandwich. Like, it's good that you ate a sandwich, but it's still a sandwich that you ate, you know? Hojicho Reserve. I actually heard about those, Dream Girly. There's a few people that have talked about them. I think they might be Komori's favorite Switch, maybe. Is it? I think it might be. But anyways, I've never tried them myself, but I've heard about them. I've heard quite a few good things. Time for you guys to get Nav to do predictions again. We could, but I think I'm getting faster, so we'd probably have to do... Honestly, 30 minutes did not feel particularly difficult. Nav, did you CCR Sex? Komori loves them. They're one of my favorite deep tactiles. If they're deep tactiles, maybe they're not for me. I'm not... Like, lately I've been very much not enjoying deep switches. Even the ones that, like, are good quality switches, I just don't enjoy them. And no, Platty, I didn't join it. Okay, if it had a normie WinKey layout, I would have joined it for sure. But I just can't with WinKeyless boards. Like, I have a few of them, and I do use them, but I've never, but they were all, like, mech market purchases. I've never, like, joined a group buy for WinKeyless, because WinKeyless, at the end of the day, is still not fundamentally usable for me, because of the way that I work and kind of how it all feels. It's still not, like, touch-type natural for me. Which means I can't use it for work. And so all the WinKeyless boards that I have, I only use them after work when I can afford the slowdown. But the 8 hours a day that I'm at my desk, I just can't. Yeah, Mochief, that's the Simon board. Okay. We are in business. Third time. This is the Eclipse TKL by Nyxkeys with Alu plate in top mount, GMK Pulse Mitolet with Wave Rider V2 HMX Wave Rider tactile sent over from Beaver Keys. that is my jam. I like this much, much, much more than I like the Nyxkeys. I don't know how I would compare this to the Cthulhu's. I think I still slightly prefer the Cthulhu's, but I really like this. It is very clean. The arrow cluster down here, Shiva, this is like, you did really good here. The alphas, not the alphas, the arrow cluster down here, I'm a big fan of. The nav cluster, also solid. Overall, this sounds really good, dude. You did a great job, man. The spacebar is really satisfying. I think top mount spacebar, at least for me in my experience, is difficult to get right. Like, I have a few top mount boards, and the spacebar is not always solid. Sometimes it can sound a bit weak. Like the Diversity TKL, for example. Nav cluster, very, very solid. Yes, it is. The Diversity TKL, as an example. Here, actually, hold on. Oh. Okay. We're just going to do this live. I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Okay, so this is Diversity TKL in top mount, and you'll see what I mean. So it's not bad, but the Diversity TKL, there's like a slight flatness to it. I don't know if you can hear it. Do you hear? I don't know if you guys can hear the difference, but to me, the Eclipse spacebar, it has a fuller sound to it. It's whereas the Diversity one, I don't think the Diversity one is bad, but it leans a bit thin. It's not quite as full. And most of the top mount boards that I have, the spacebars are always like it's, I don't know. I think it's tough to get right. Yeah, I love it. Okay, I want to do one more type test with the Wave Riders, and then I want to switch to KeyGeek PA. I have a feeling KeyGeek Clack will do very, very good on the Eclipse. Oh. But Nav, your Eclipse left side of spacebar sounds like it has a ting. I don't hear it, Mikey. I don't hear it, Mikey. Yeah, I don't hear it, dude. That sigh wasn't making you appear any younger, sir. Neither is the sir in that sentence, Mr. Tangus. Do you have the KeyGeek crepes? They are fire. I do have the crepes. The reason I don't want to use them is because I have not used them yet. The reason I wanted to use the PAs is because I put the PAs in a few builds, and I'm more familiar with them. So I wanted to use the PAs as the third switch because for me at least they will be a bit more of a stable kind of baseline. So essentially what I wanted to do was for the first three to have Nyxkeys, which I'm very familiar with, Wave Riders, which were new to me. They were sent over from Beaver Keys. Then I wanted to do a third one, a Clocky Switch that I was very familiar with. The fourth one, if we have time, which I think we will at this rate, I'm down to do a wild card. So we can pull out, because I got a Nyxkeys shipment in recently. I have Calligraphy Tactiles, Black Cats, T2, Yogurt S, Macchiato V2, Roxy, Crepe, Little Witch, to choose from. So we can go with like new stuff, or I can go with stuff I've already had. So what I was thinking of doing for wild card was Cherry Stubs, Blue Cheese V2, or Valerians. So, sorry. I want to hear Macchiato V2 on this. We could. I'm down to do it for a wild card. Okay. I wanted to do, let's do one more type test on this, because I want to do one more just to kind of get a feel for it before we switch to something else. One more, okay? Dude, I love this spacebar. I love it. Honestly, I wonder. I actually think I like it more than the Cthulhu's. Okay, guys. We're going to try this even lazier. Lazier. Even lazier. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? The worst thing that's going to happen is that I pop a socket. And if I I swear to God, pock a soppet. What is a soppet and how can you pocket? If I pop a socket, the worst thing that will happen is that I will have to repair the socket, which I am equipped to do. And if, for whatever reason, the socket is unrepairable, I can just buy a new Galatea TKL PCB and send that to Shiva to replace it. So I think we will be okay. On top of that, I actually just straight up have a Galatea PCB in the back. So worst comes to worst, I will just swap out for the existing Galatea that I already have with this one. And I will just order my own replacement. So I think we are okay. Time to stress test the Galatea. Exactly. The worst that's going to happen is that we die. It can't really get any worse than that. I disagree. Because we're going to die no matter what, right? So dying is actually not even that bad because it's inevitable. It's going to happen to everyone. I would argue that the worst thing that's going to happen is the experience that you have before you die. Because the dying isn't even really a thing. Dying is kind of nothing. It's like you're here and then you're not here. So I would argue that non-existence is not a thing that is actually bad. It is just a thing. And so the worst thing that can happen is having a terrible experience of living. I think that's the worst thing. I don't think dying even makes the list. Although, Tangus, I already know the worst thing that could happen for you is if I get all power and delete beige. Wait, what podcast are we listening to? So, Mochief, you have been around long enough because I've seen you in chat long enough. We'll do these. To know that we wax philosophical on occasion. We have talked about death. We have talked about pets dying. We've talked about grandparents dying. We've talked about birth. We've talked about life. We have talked about a lot of stuff. Should we start a keyboard? Mikey, Mikey, I don't know if you were here for this, but we are starting a keyboard podcast. Aaron announced it you were traveling. Aaron announced it last weekend. We are starting a keyboard podcast. That's happening. It's already been scheduled. The first episode is going to be me, Aaron, and Phoenix. You know, if we're going to go down this path, I would argue the worst that can happen is that you die, and then you realize reincarnation is a thing, and everyone just kind of kept quiet about it, so you just got lobbed right back into the current loop. Okay, how is that the worst? Why is that the worst thing? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you're right, and that happens. Why is that bad? I'm not saying it's pleasant. It might be unpleasant. But why is it bad? Why would reincarnation be a bad thing? Okay. Let's do... cute? No, you're cute. You're cute. You're cute. I want a keyboard podcast. It would literally be me saying, but yeah, imagine this as an O-ring build. Actually, so the podcast was Aaron's idea, by the way. So Mikey, the podcast was not my idea. It was Aaron's idea. And Aaron invited me to the podcast as one of the hosts. So technically, you can't be mad at me. You gotta be mad at him. However, on top of that, one of the things we were talking about doing was having it be like actually just inviting people from the community. So for sure we talked about like inviting like designers and stuff, but we also talked about just inviting like people that are active in the community on the Discord to just talk about keyboards and the community and stuff like that. It was going to be more keyboard focused, so it's actually like not like we joked about earlier, because earlier on we joked about going into like life stuff. But I don't think that's the plan. I can actually share with you guys. I can tell you what the... I can't, actually. Can I? I can. Why can't I? I can. On the Discord server, there is a channel specifically to get ideas. And so there's a Google Sheet. So if you guys join the Discord, you'll go to the channel. There's a place to submit ideas for the actual topics that we will discuss. The agenda for the first one so far has 5 topics of discussion. Introductions, who we are, why we decided to start the podcast. How do we find the hobby? What was our first board? Advice for beginners, what do we recommend? How important is it to be aware of what's happening in the hobby? So how important is it to be informed? And how important is kitting to you when buying a keycap set? Do you think it warrants strong reactions from people in the community? So those are what we have so far, kind of general philosophical kind of meta topics. But some of the topics that people have suggested were also very interesting. So we might do some substitutions. We'll see. But it will be a more keyboard focused podcast. Simon's podcast, they kind of jump around quite a bit, so they kind of invite people on, and they kind of go into more life stuff, which I enjoy. but it is quite longer. Like theirs goes on for quite a bit. I think this one will be a bit shorter and a bit more focused, I think. When will you have Hubert the Mad on the podcast? That is a good question. I don't know. Dude, we go on for fucking ages. You do. The podcast is very, very long. Like some of the ones I've listened to are like 3 hours long, I think. Like, yeah, you guys go on for a while for sure. This one, we'll see how it goes. But what we had discussed was trying to keep it tight to like a tight hour, and to focus on a short set of topics, get through our topics, and then close. I want Rufus on the podcast. I mean, honestly, chances are Rufus will be on the podcast because Aaron is in love with Rufus. And Aaron is the one that's driving things. So most likely Rufus will be a guest. I would bet that was the Gondo one. Dude, the Gondo one was great. My favorite, so I have not listened to all of them. I really enjoyed the Bowl one. I enjoyed the Gondo one. The Sip one was decent too. I enjoyed the Sipulot one. Normally, the ones I listen to are when it's people I know. Those are the ones usually I listen to. If it's someone I don't know, I don't often tune in. I'm not sure why, actually. Sometimes I see the names of a guest, and it's someone I don't know, and I'm just kind of like, maybe the next one. Reason for starting the podcast. The other guys are losers, and we're going to put them out of business by actually doing a good job. I don't think so, man. I think we're just... Honestly, one thing I've realized is that, and I've said this before, but I think that in general, when it comes to keyboards and involvement in the hobby, once it becomes about the money, something seems to get lost along the way. And so I've found that the more I get into the hobby, the people that I like to follow seem to most often be the ones that are in it for the love of the thing as opposed to the business aspect. And those often end up being the designers that I also want to support more, are the ones that do it because they love it as opposed to the ones that do it because they want to make a ton of money out of it. And there's nothing wrong with making money, by the way. I love money. It's like, I really love money. Like, so I definitely don't judge people for wanting to make money. I have simply found that the content that I enjoy the most and the projects that I enjoy the most are the ones that come from a place of obsession and love as opposed to money. Yeah, it's interesting. And so, actually, the more I think about it, I think the deciding factor is actually less about the money and more about the love or the obsession. So, like, you can kind of tell when you listen to someone or watch someone engage with the hobby, whether it's a streamer or a reviewer or whatever, you can kind of tell when they love it. You can kind of get a feeling for it, right? Like when people get amped up about something, when you can feel the joy, when you can like feel emotion from them, usually that emotion is coming from a place of either obsession or love or something, right? Like they're so into it that they get amped up about it. So whether it's like watching them do a type test or like review something or whatever, or design something, when they love the thing they're making, when they love the thing they're engaging with, that's the type of shit that I really love. Because like I'm obsessed, like guys, like I'm obsessed. Like I'm a year and a half into this and I can't get enough of it, and I'm constantly rebuilding boards. And I don't know if you guys noticed, by the way, in the beginning, when I started streaming, I was streaming 2 to 3 times a week for the first like month or two that I was streaming, and I ended up toning it down to just once a week. And the reason for that is because I realized that streaming too often was taking away from my enjoyment of the hobby. Because sometimes I just want to build a board quietly in peace, like while I watch another streamer. And waiting and holding everything so that I could stream everything I do was literally taking away from my enjoyment of the hobby. And so the reason I slowed down on streaming and started doing it once a week instead of multiple times a week is because I didn't want the streaming to take away from this thing that I love. And so when I like buy a board, I want, or like watch content, I want the designer or the content person to be as obsessed or more obsessed than I am. Like I want them, like and like I'm not like, you know, super hard on this or anything. Like not everyone is, everyone's at different levels. It's not a judgment thing. It's more of a preference thing where it's like, I just kind of want to feel like the person that I'm like kind of doing this thing with is like kind of also into this thing. I don't know, whatever. Are those PAs? Yes, they are. The PAs are probably my favorite Key Geek clack at the moment. They are a very clean, smooth switch with a very nice, loud clack. I find them very consistent, and so I thought they would be a very good test. You can tell their stance on the hobby from how many ice cream machines they have. That is a reference that I do not get. Ooh. Are they better than the intros? I think so. So the intros, the Key Geek intros, I liked quite a bit on sound. I did not like on feel. I felt they were a little bit inconsistent. So the batch that I got, the lubing on them was inconsistent. So I actually had to swap a few of them out, because there were a couple that really suffered quite badly from the syringe effect, where there was a very slow return on the when you would press them down. The other problem I had with the intros is that once I swapped them out, just in general, they all felt slightly sluggish. And so just on feel, I was not able to use them. So I ended up giving them away. I thought they sounded fine, but on feel, I was not super into them. These ones, by the way, the Key Geek PAs, I love the sound and I love the feel. I do think they sound better than the intros too, by the way. The intros were fine on sound, but they weren't great on sound. I think the PAs are just straight up great on sound. There's a wonderful, clean, high-pitched clack, consistent, feels solid, not over-lubed, like just all-around solid switch. Personally, I really like projects that try new things, new materials, mounts, design languages. Those bring back some of the fun discovery aspects that brought me into the hobby in the first place. I 100% agree. That's actually one of the things that I also really like is because like when we talk about people that love what they do, like designers that love what they do or whatever, I think part of that comes out in the creativity or innovation behind a particular project. So like whenever people try something new or something different, usually they're doing it because they're super into this thing, and usually it's like something that's a bit more niche. It's like a bit of a risk, right? And it's the riskier stuff that I find usually comes from a place of obsession or love. Like for example, like if and this is, there's no shade going towards them, but if you look at like Neo boards, like guys, there's nothing risky about a Neo board, right? Like they're generally good across the board. No one complains about them. No one like, you know, like no one's gonna look at a Neo board and be like, oh my god, wow, that's just crazy. Like they're solid, they're fine, there's nothing wrong with them. But like those boards, I think, my opinion, were made to make money, right? They were made to appeal to a wide group of people. I don't feel a huge amount of obsession and love from a Neo board. And so, did I forget a switch here? I did forget a whole switch here. A whole switch. How did that happen? No idea. Ooh. Try typing without one there. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Lubing on the intros is extremely bad. You have to relube them properly. Once you relube them, they're an S-tier switch. So, my problem with switches in general is that, well, not a problem, but my stance on switches is that we're at a place now these days where I think that switches are good enough stock that they should be good enough stock. I should not need to or have to lube a switch, right? Like, there are so many options, including KeyGeek and HMX, that you can get that out of the box are lubed just solid. Cherry is an exception, but like that's a whole different thing that like I don't want to get into. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. But they're an exception, right? So for a switch to need lubing to be good, it's like, screw that, dude. I'll just buy a switch that's good out of the box. Okay. Let's see how we do. Okay. For the fourth time, we have the Eclipse TKL by Nyxkeys with GMK Pulse Mitolet on an aluminum plate top mount with KeyGeek PAs. That is great. I like it. I think for my preference, I think I prefer the Wave Riders more. I think the Wave Riders are better for me. I don't think these are these bad? No, they're not bad. These are fine. I think I think I prefer Wave Riders, and I think the Cthulhus are still my number one. Yeah, 6. These are long poles. Everything we've tried has been long poles except the Nyxkeys. Just admit defeat and bring out the stock MX Blacks. I'm open to it because we did the switches that I wanted to do. So we're at wildcards now. So we can go to wildcards. We can do whatever we want. A bit of a resonant thunk as it hits the bottom of its travel. The shift or something. I think the stab on the shift might have. Oh yeah, the stab on the shift popped out. Oh, it totally popped out. Oh yeah. Yeah, the stab totally popped out. Give us a quick 4-key crepe sound test. I want to hear them in a deeper board because they are very high pitched. No problem. Let's do it. I didn't hear the anomalous. I did not hear the thunk, by the way. It definitely is a little bit resonant. Like there's a nice, to me at least, a pleasant kind of resonance to it. I think it adds, like to me there's like a nice top mount resonance that we get out of this. But I'm not getting the thunk that you're talking about. You have it wrong, Naveed. Let me explain. Not a single switch needs lubing. No factory lubed switch requires you to re-lube them. This is a choice based completely on individual taste. Saying no switch should require lubing or re-lubing is like painting a car you just purchased a car. Okay, so you're right if we're talking about preferences, but specifically with regards to the Kiki intros, what I'm talking about was inconsistency in lubing that led to the syringe effect, meaning the return of the switch was very, very slow, right? So like in general, whenever a switch is inconsistently lubed, that is 100% a defect, right? Like no one is going to design a switch to be inconsistent in how it's lubed. So it's one thing if we were to say this switch is consistently heavily lubed, and that is a preference thing, and if you don't like it, you can choose a different blah, 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 blah. So I agree with you when it comes to preferences, but specifically in the case of the intro, they were very inconsistent. And a couple of them were just unusable. Like they had a heavy, heavy syringe effect and they just had to be swapped out. So, Grok. We have here the crepes and here on the right, the PAs. Okay, so I'll do 1, 2, 3. PAs. Interesting. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, they really do, dude. They hit. Wow. That is crazy. The PAs sound straight up deep next to these. That is nuts. Wow. Cherry quietly continues. Dude, Cherry, I am just like, I'm not even going there. Like, we're just gonna give them, I mean, not a pass, but we're just gonna give them acceptance. We're just gonna give Cherry a bit of passive acceptance. Like we've just kind of given up there, right? Like, we're not gonna criticize them. We'll just leave it alone. Okay. We are now on to wild cards. So, it's okay, they can't help themselves, they're just German. Ah. Oh. Well, pretty soon they're going to be Chinese. So, imagine they go to China and it gets better. Everyone bought Cherry. Everyone's been buying it in bulk because they're like, oh my God, it's going to go to China. It's going to get worse. What if they move production to China and then they get better? Huh? Imagine. Lube gets more consistent. Huh? They keep the same quality. What then? Okay, so. They already produced some Cherry in China. China glides. Never heard of them. But I'm talking more like the standard MX2A blacks, right? Allegedly, Greetech are the ones doing China cherries, so it's only going to be good. Interesting. Tangus, I don't know if you know, you must, but MK.com just did a huge sale on Greetechs. I got 250 browns, Greetech browns, for like $20 or something. They're like 6 cents a switch. It's ridiculous. The sale was running a couple days ago, but a bunch of people got a fat stack of Gretex. Okay, so guys, we are at the wild card now. We for sure have time for one, possibly two. So, what do we want to do? The switches that I've pulled out that I was thinking of doing was either Cherry Stubs, HMX Valyrians, and Blue Cheese V2. But I also have my new batch, which includes the Kale Calligraphy Tactiles, Crepes, Yogurt S, Roxy, Little Witch, Macchiato V2, T2. I can also go to the library. We have tons of stuff back there. We got lots of options. So weigh in if you guys have preferences, thoughts, limericks, poems. Why wasn't I made of the... Okay, Mikey, you were traveling, dude. You were traveling. But it was all over the Discord server. I forget who posted about it, but someone shared. PT blocks are currently in a board, Mikey. They're built. So I don't want to unbuild a board, take the switches out, go through all that. So PT blocks, unfortunately, are off the table. Camellias are off the table as well. If we are thinking about imitation cherry, let me see what I have. All right, for imitation cherry. Okay, so we could just straight up do cherry again. We could do unlubed MX blacks, unlubed MX browns. We could do MX2A blossoms, the cherry blossoms, stock. What else? Cosmic Purple, Hydra, Ice Lotus, K01, KD200, Longjing S, Sonya's. I don't think the Sonya's will be good. Valyrian, Yamatake, Yogurt S, Kale Calligraphy is in use. But I am sitting on dozens of either HG or pre-tooled broken in blacks. Just need to desolder and clean them up. But I do that on a okay. I've never gotten into the like the old retro blacks. Like I've always just purchased them new and gone like done my own modding. So I've never done the MX1As, the HGs, or pre-tooled or diamond polished, or I've never gone into any of that. I'm curious, but I just haven't gotten there yet. What else? I think if we want imitation cherry, because the problem is most of the imitation cherry is in use right now, and I don't want to do like a rebuild on an in-use board. I'm 90% of the Greteek OG switches were a marketing psyop to sell off old stock. I mean, dude, they were 6 cents each. I got 250 switches, and it cost me like 20 bucks. So I'm sure some combination of modding will get those decent. It'll be fun. Mikey, we could do MX Blacks. We haven't tried them yet. I have unlubed MX Blacks and unlubed Cherry Stubs, so we can do either of those. You know what? How's this? Let's try. I'm with you, Nana. Let's see how the MX Blacks are gonna work. Let's do a 3-switch type test. I mean, it's not a type test, but let's just do a 3-switch thing and see how just 3 of them are. And if we like the 3, we'll go to a full build. So these are unlubed MX Blacks that have been spring swapped only with 55 gram springs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. It's a bit quiet for me. But if you guys like it, if early indicators are positive, we can do a build with these. Depends on the price. I would not harvest Vince. They are better in their respective boards. But broken in pre-tools. Interesting. It's MX Blacks on Alu. It will be a banger. Look, if you guys want to see it, we can do it. Nana, Blacks, Tangus, MX Blacks. Okay. Nav, I just got this devastating news. What'd you get? I need this. Just got... What news? What happened? Sure. No problem. Okay. Unlubed MX Blacks. No problem. Okay. Pangea Mini Top Frame Group Buy will run and doesn't have the color of my scratched frame. That's too bad, man. I'm sorry. What are the colors? Like 20 other colors? Just get one of them and scratch that. Honestly, dude, you could get another color, because I'm pretty sure the Pangea Mini... couldn't you just get another color? Does it have to be that one particular color? Because, like, the top frame... Okay, this is annoying. Like 20 others, but not the one I need. What's the pricing for that, Nana? Where was that announced? I actually wouldn't mind getting one for my citrus. I have a scarlet red bottom frame, frosted pink middle, scarlet red top. Here's the IC. Okay. Top 4 or 5. Okay, so it's limited. How likely are you to join? 25 to 60. Very likely. Oh, for a wait. Very likely. Top choices. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna need some more time to think about this. Yeah, you're right, dude. No, the red patina might work for you. The blue might work too. Maybe not. Light pink could work too. I think there's a couple here that could work, dude. Although I am not... it's over. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. It's okay. How bad is does the scratch really bother you, Nana? Does it bother you that much? Because I've bought scuffed boards, usually at a discount. It usually doesn't bother me, man. I don't know. I guess it might be different if I scratched my own board and then I have like the visual representation of my failure in front of me every time I looked at it. Like if I bought a board that was pre-scuffed and it was someone else's scuffing, then I'd probably not be fine with it. But like, I don't know. I don't think, because I have some boards that I got that were scuffed when I got them, and for me they were fine. Doesn't bother me. But different strokes, different folks. Last message. It's sizable. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Where did you put them? Was it in keyboards? Oh, yeah, I see it. Huh. Oh, that is a very vibrant red. Yeah, I see it. I don't know, man. I mean, look, that sucks. For sure that sucks, but... Yeah, it sucks. I get it. So, one last choice. And this is the last chance for this, because I'm not going to do both of them. We can do unlubed MX Blacks, which is what I currently have out. These are unlubed, spring swapped only. Or we can do factory lubed, spring swapped only. I have a feeling you're going to want the unlubed, so no problem. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I have a feeling that my favorite config for this is going to be the Wave Riders and the Cthulhus. I liked the Crepes a lot as well. The PAs were fine, but they actually ended up, I think I ended up liking the Crepes a lot more. I have a feeling for those of you that like clacky builds, like high-pitched, loud, clacky builds, the move on this board is going to be to pair it with like a very, very bright switch. I think that's going to be the move. And we have a lot of choices. We're spoiled for options for bright switches these days. So I don't think it'll be hard to do. The cherry switches are fine, but for me they're just a bit too quiet. Or at least the Nyxkeys were a bit too quiet. We'll see how the unlubed blacks do. They might be better. We'll see. Okay. We'll see. At least then you won't see the metal under. Oh, the problem though, Mikey, I think will be the color matching, because even if you like put some marker on it, I think the problem is that it stands out too much, and like or at least I think his problem is that when he's typing on it, it's too noticeable. So it's not like it's a big scratch that kind of hides itself because it's a silver anodized board or whatever. It's like a big scratch and it's on red. So like the only way around it would be to like, I don't know, take a red marker to it, I guess, but that's kind of ghetto. I don't know. Okay, guys, I have some Type Plus AP top clip-ins. What do I lube them with? So I don't think I've ever used Type Plus switches. I have a set that I just have not got around to using. My default is my default for all stabs, and that's 205 on the housing and the stem, and then BDZ on the wire. Now that's my default. If you don't have BDZ, I would just honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with 205 on the housing and the wire and the stem. I think that's a pretty safe bet pretty much every time. Top clip in for the wonky enter I have. Top clip in fits for the wonky enter? Oh, yeah, I heard about that. But I thought that was fixed, Dream, on the new plates. I thought the enter was because the plates were warped on the S100. And the new plates supposedly fix it, right? At least that's what I thought. Okay. No, it's the PCB. You're thinking of DK. No. Well, maybe. But I thought the S100 had a problem with the plate that was causing some issues with the enter key. But you're right. The DK1 did have problems with it as well. I just ended up using plate-mounted stabs on my. I actually rebuilt my DK1 yesterday with. Shoot, what did I rebuild them with? Macchiato. Wait, I did not. Wait, did I rebuild them with Macchiato? I did. Wait. Huh? I'm very confused. I rebuilt my DK1, and I thought I rebuilt it with the Macchiatos, but I see the Macchiatos there, so I'm going to have to do a little investigation, because something funny is going on. Something funny is happening. On S100, the ANSI enter screw. Oh, yes, you're right. I forgot about that. You're right. I remember, you know what? I actually remember you and a few people posting about it, like when you got the board initially, and showing that the screw just straight up like interferes with like the hot swap socket or whatever. That was insane. Like, I'm so surprised that they didn't test for that. That was wild. That was such a weird thing, too. I really wonder, like, what are the choices that happen that add up to that kind of a thing happening? Like, obviously no one must have tested it, right? They must have just slapped ISO on it, and then anytime they built it with the proto, they must have built it with ANSI enter. That must have been why, right? Or maybe when they built it with ANSI enter, actually I have no idea. Yeah, I was having so many issues. First the DK1 and a week after with the S100. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe that's what the other thing is. They just tested clip-ins. Yeah, maybe that. But the thing is, I wonder if, okay, I don't know if we have any designers in the chat, but I actually wonder when designers build boards, when they get a prototype, like I don't know, Shiva, if you're still here, but like how many configurations do you test when you get a prototype board in? And like, let's say when you get your prototype PCB, will you build it in all the different configs? So like if your PCB supports ISO enter, will you build it with ISO enter, or do you only ever build it in your own config? I try to. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how many people do that. Because, like, especially with a keyboard, right? The number of combinations must be nuts. Like, once we start talking about plates, like, does that mean you test every variation of plate as well? If you're offering 5 different plates, are you testing each of the 5 plates? And then are you testing every configuration of stabilizer? Like, obviously not, right? You're not going to test, like, 20 different types of stabs. You'll just test maybe a screw-in and a clip-in. So I wonder where you draw the line in terms of what you test on a prototype and what you don't. It's food for thought. Yeah, it became a chore for Athena. So how many did you test, Shiva? How many configs did you actually test out? Like, did you try to do every single variation? All of them. Dude, that's nuts. That's crazy, man. Alright, Tangus, I don't know if you're still here, but you might have been right. Maybe unlubed MX Blacks. Maybe that was the play. Last thing I want is someone wants a specific config and it doesn't work for them. I hear you, but then the question is how many configs do you test? Because that, like, because the combinations can get quite wild, right? Like, because I imagine different stiffnesses of plates might interact with stabilizers differently, right? Yeah, Tangus, I knew it. You know what, Tangus? You get your I told you so moment. You're not right yet, but early indicators are, you know, the winds are blowing in your direction, if you know what I mean. But I have a feeling this is going to work out. I wonder why the Nyxkeys didn't hit for me. Like, maybe it's just because they were too quiet and the board leans deep. I don't know. I wonder. All signs point to Yahgren. Another reference that I don't get. But, don't worry. I'm sure you were funny. To be honest, I prefer regular blacks over Nyxkeys too, but they got their moments. So, I typically do prefer unlubed MX blacks. That's why I have the most of them. But when one doesn't work, typically for me the other doesn't work as well. So I do prefer unlubed MX blacks, but if lubed MX blacks or lubed Nyxkeys don't work in a build, usually for me that means the unlubed also won't work. And I've always thought it was more of a travel thing. So like, for example, full travel switches work in some builds and don't work in others, and I thought it has less to do about the differences between scratch and not scratch, versus some builds just do better with long poles and louder, and some do better with full travel cherry, etc. The F1 was an example of a board that, for me, I was only able to run with cherry. I was not happy with it in any other... German for yes, please. So you weren't even joking? You were just saying yes. Okay. Then I guess I'm not funny. I feel like most boards can do full travel, but long pole can be different. I disagree, Mikey. I've had quite a few boards that for me, it's actually the straight opposite. I have found that most boards can do long poles, but they can't do full travel for me, because full travel typically is a bit quieter than long pole. And some boards, at least some of the deeper, quieter boards, I have found do not work with full travel switches because they are a bit quieter. Okay. Yeah, it's the opposite for me too. Grok, opposite of me or opposite of who? Like, opposite for you meaning you also have trouble with full travel? I did Nyxkeys with 105 on carbon fiber. Dude, cherries... Oh, you agree. Okay, got it. Dude, cherry switches on carbon fiber is like my juice. It's like, mwah, cherry on carbon fiber. Like, MX blocks, Nyxkeys, whatever. Something about that, like, resonance of the carbon fiber with cherry switches just kills me. All right. This is our 5th rebuild. This is the wild card, which is the MX blacks. Okay, so, again, Eclipse TKL by Nyxkeys with GMK Pulse Mitolet, aluminum plate top mount with unlubed Cherry MX2A blacks. Dude, that spacebar kills me. That kills me. Naveed shocked at the reception, disgusted even. Honestly, I didn't think it. I didn't think it would work. I thought it would be too quiet. So, okay, here's the thing. I think it sounds good. It is not as quiet as I thought it would be. However, for me personally, I still want a bit more. Ooh, you know what? I have a feeling if this was a carbon fiber plate, this would be chef's kiss for me. I think what's missing for me here, if this was carbon fiber, I think this would be killer. Okay, Mikey, fine. Let me pull out some PT blacks. Jesus. Oh, hold the phone. Okay. Wait. Okay. Hold on. I have a couple things I want to try. Wait. Okay. So, one, I don't know if you, for those of you that joined a little late, one of the things I was talking about, my favorite for cherry switches was triple stage springs. And so what I have here are my triple stage modded MX Blacks. And so I want to do a 1, 2, 3 on my triple stage and see how those work. I also have my TTC whatever's out, and we're going to try them too. Okay? Let's do a quick side by side and see how they compare. Okay. I actually do think, by the way, Mikey, that I have enough TTCs to do just an alpha test. So if these work out, I think I have enough to do it. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so, hold on. So what I have here, these are the ones we just did. These are MX Blacks, unlubed, spring swapped only. Okay, and these have single stage TX long springs, 22, 21, whatever, I don't remember. Actually, I have them written somewhere. 22. So these are bag lubed, spring swapped, unlubed, 55 gram, 22 mil. That's these guys. These guys here in the center are stock lubed, 22 mil triple stage springs. So these are 63 gram triple stage. And then here we have the PTs, okay? So I'll start with the PTs. Then we have the triple stage, stock lube. And we have unlubed. Yeah, those are not doing it for me. Honestly, Mikey, you might be onto something with the TTs, the PT blacks. That's not bad, dude. You might be onto something. Ooh. not bad, actually. I'm not in love with it. Honestly, I like the cherry better. I liked that it's brighter, but there's something about this I'm not super into. I like the cherry more. Yeah, it's a bit thin. I think that's the problem. It's good on alphas. 333. Honestly, for me, the cherry... Ooh. Wait. Wait. One more test. Wait. Triple stage. Here. There are 2 more cherries we can try. Okay. On the dock, we have MX Browns, also unlubed, and cherry stubs. I have a feeling... I don't think Vic is here anymore, which is a shame, because I think she would have liked to hear the cherry stubs. But I think cherry stubs are going to be a winner. Still on Team Full Blacks, but reckon cherry bar on PT might work. So I have a feeling you're right, that the cherry space bar with the PT blacks would work. However, I think I like to hear cherry stubs. I made them into Gateron stuff. Ooh. Which Gats did you use, Dream? Okay, so what we are going to do, KS3 full black browns. Interesting. I've never ever tried cherry stubs on anything other than cherry, like the stub stems. I've only tried them on cherry. I've heard that you can experiment them with other things, but I haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 on the left. Okay, this is getting a little bit messy, but fine. So we have our unlubed MX blacks here. We have unlubed MX browns, and then we have unlubed cherry stubs. All right. Let me get this a bit. Oh, I like the browns. Ooh. Ooh. I like the browns. Okay, last one, cherry stubs, okay? Ooh. Let's try cherry. Let me try brown spacebar. Dude, Tangus, I think I'm with you. I think it's the browns. I did not expect that. Hold on. Here's how to invest your first podcast paycheck. A Wazer for home use. A Wazer. What's a Wazer? Is that a laser cutter? Oh, boys. Boys and girls. Yeah, dude. Holy. Oh, water jet. Oh, it's a water cutter. Interesting. Oh boy. Okay. I'm sorry. I want to do this. I need to do a brown build. Okay. I have the last build. The last build is going to be MX Browns. I think this is a winner. For Cherry, I think MX Browns is the winner. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's clean up the desk a little bit. And okay. Okay. We got it. We got it. I'm excited. Whoa. Oh, that sucks. We're okay. We're good. The Wazer desktop should just be able to cut a TKL plate, so good for most home use applications. Wazer desktop. I don't even... How much is that? Brother, that is $10,000. Wow. Brother, that is 10 grand. For 10 grand, I can get a lot of plates from Tom. And you thought keeps, like, dude, my 3D printer, my Bamboo Labs 3D printer, like, I thought that was expensive at, like, whatever, 600-700 or however much it was. 10 grand for a laser cutter. Holy. Yeah, Shiva, maybe it works for you. Cause like you're doing stuff at scale, right? But like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, dude, even 10 grand, I don't know how long. Although, if you did get it, and you started actually doing like plate cutting service, like there's a world where maybe you can make your money back on like some things. But dude, that'll take you a while. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing all that. I'm just gonna go uber lazy. And we're gonna go alphas only. Alphas and spacebar. I have a feeling the Browns are the winner. Good scratch. Good volume. Okay. No, cheaper to get plates made from Tom. If I got it, it would be for protos only. Tom's the goat when it comes to plates. Interesting. Only $219 a month, bargain. So if you're paying $220 a month and you're charging $40 a plate, 5 plates would have you breaking out even. Why did I remove the Browns? I'm building the Browns in, and I removed the Browns that I'm currently wanting to build in. Whoever is your supplier for... I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. How much is carbon fiber? How much is a sheet? Let's say you wanted to get a sheet of carbon fiber, enough to cut, like, I don't know, like 5 to 10 plates. I have no idea how carbon fiber works, but, like, I wonder how much is it? I can't believe I forgot freaking the price of the material that we were cutting. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually have wondered what is the raw material cost for a lot of these plate materials, because like I also wonder like how big of a difference the cost is for some of the local Chinese plate cutters that are able to source their materials like locally in China. I wonder what the difference is for them versus someone like Tom, or if Shiba were to do it locally. Like, I wonder how different the pricing is. Man, I wish Skithlex was here. Skithlex is the MX Brown's #1 fan, and I feel like he would have the time of his life seeing Cherry do all these head-to-heads and having MX Browns come out on top. I really wonder. Taobaoing plates is great, though you pay in delivery time. So the problem with Taobao is that you need super buy, which I don't do. And then on top of that, from what I've heard, if you have any problems with it, getting customer service can be quite difficult, and sometimes the quality of the plate is a bit, like, not great. I have been rotating between Tom, Key Spencery, and Keybox, depending on the type of plate that I want. If for plastic plates, I stick with Tom, because the price is decent, and you get them quite a bit faster. And then on top of that, I get to support a North American, Canadian plate cutter. But unfortunately for alu, certain metals, and carbon fiber, the price gets up there. And then I've used Keybox or Key Spencery for them. Key Spencery can be quite slow as well, unfortunately. Keybox is a bit pricier, but I've used all three. Whenever I can, I go with Tom, but sometimes for metal and carbon fiber, it gets a bit much. Cheapest carbon fiber sheet is $30. How many plates, though, I wonder, could you get out of, like, how big is that sheet for that $30? Easy, make friends in China. Funny enough, I actually think I do have friends in China, but they're like old family friends. I don't know. Be a little weird to ask them to shuffle plates around for me. Ooh. This combo is giving me the tingles. Oof. I'm excited. 9 by 8, 9 by 9. I'm assuming that's inches, not meters. Oh. That's actually... No, I'm assuming it's inches. Has to be inches. There's no way it's centimeters, because that wouldn't do shit for anyone. And there's no way it's meters, because you're not getting a 9-meter carbon fiber sheet in a shipping container. So it has to be inches, right? What the heck? Tell me what I did wrong, dear viewer. Yeah, exactly. My QWERTY is in my ASTI. QSDFGH, my favorite layout. Drunk Alpha. I think this is it. Okay. Okay. Let's fiddle with the mic. Let's get this positioned correctly. Man, you should have done this 2 hours ago. I probably should have. But then I would have missed out on all the fun. Okay? And then I wouldn't have been able to hang out with you, and we wouldn't have been able to tell all these jokes. Hold on. Okay. All right. We are adjusted. Let's give this a shot. Okay, I think I screwed up a little bit. Uh-oh. Did it finally happen? Did I pop a socket? I did not. No socket has been popped. Huh? Give me a second, guys. Sometimes the teeth of the hopswat socket, after you rebuild it too many times, sometimes the teeth get a little bit worn down. You have to angle the... Huh? Maybe I have a bad switch. Hold on a second. I think we're good. I don't think I popped a socket. Yeah, we're good. The socket's not popped. Maybe it was a bad switch. Okay, there we go. It was a bad switch. We are in business. Okay. Wouldn't have happened with a solder board. Easy. Yes, except I would not have been able to do 5 or 6 builds in the last 3 hours with the solder. Unless you wanted me to buy 5 different... No, actually, no. I straight up would not have been able to do it. So, okay. All right. Back in business. Eclipse TKL by Nyxkeys, aluminum plate, top mount, GMK Pulse Mitolette with Cherry MX Browns, unlubed. One more time. Fifi approves. Hi, Fifi. Hello, my dear. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Guys. I think we found our winner. And the winner is Cherry MX Browns, unlubed, Cato approved. Missing out on the fumes. That was very satisfying. Now, this is a board to write Shakespeare's combined works on in Klingon, Deuce. Yeah, honestly, that hit. Okay, so, in order, my favorite switches or sounds or configs for this board. Number one for me was the MX Browns, the unlubed MX Browns. That was number one. It tickled my brain in just the right way. It was great. It was fantastic. MX Browns unlubed, I think, is the play. For long poles, I think the Wave Riders and the Cthulhus were tied. If I was forced to pick, I think I would pick Cthulhus a bit. But the Wave Riders were also good. Like, they were neck and neck. The Key Geek Clack did not do it for me. Wasn't bad, but I felt like it was missing something. Yeah. Very good. Very, very good. I will say, it has been quite a versatile experience. I love the Wave Riders. I like them too. I did like the Wave Riders a lot. And I'm going to put them in a different board. Because I did like the Wave Riders a lot. However, for me, I think the Cthulhus came out slightly ahead. Maybe for my plus 8. Ooh, Dream, you got a plus 84 Ocean. I also got the Ocean. What was your, what color did you, not color, what weight did you get? I think I got copper, so mine is a plus 84 Ocean on copper. Hi, Fifi. Did you want to come back and hang out? Okay, Fifi. Okay. Hold on. I will make space. Okay. There we go, Fifi. Patina. That'll be very nice. That will be quite nice. Okay. Okie dokie. So, what I'm going to do now is we're going to take it apart. Well, we're not going to take it apart, but I'm going to put the keycaps away. We're going to unbuild it. And pack it away so that it's ready for the next person, which I think is Platy. Let's put it here. All right, guys, so I think that about sums it up for me. Is there anything else you guys want to see? I'm not going to do another rebuild, but if there are any switches you guys want to see on this board in a 1, 2, 3, on the alphas, we can do a quick comparison. I have a switch library. We have 130, 40 different switches. Most of them are stuff that has been somewhat popular in the last year or two. My dude had to pick the one switch. I swear to God, I literally, I have 140 switches. I have what you need. He freaking pops out the one, literally his first suggestion is a switch I don't have. Funny enough, I've wanted to get MX Blues for a while, but there's no vendor in Canada that has them. So I don't have them. If you want a clicky, I only have 2 clickies. 1 or 2 clickies. Are you even keyboarding? I also don't have Greetech Blues. I have Greetech Browns on the way. Those will arrive in the next week or so. So the next time I will have some Greetechs. But for clickies, I have the Wuche Studio Big Lucky clicky, which I'm actually quite a fan of. Very nice clicky. But I think that's the only clicky. I might have one more. Oh, it's in use. It's in use on a skillet. Okay. If that is all, if you guys have any switches, I'm happy to do it now. Otherwise, we're going to find someone to raid. Or get on Craigslist and lowball Black Widows. Oh, was that the Black Widows? Oh, yeah, the Razor Black Widows, the old ones. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not that into it. I have enough switches that it's fine. Hi, Fifi. Hi. She's sweet. She's very sweet. Okay. Let's see who is online. I do not see anyone. Do you guys see anyone online? Normally there's someone that we can give a raid to.
There's another load coming.
Godson. Alright, let's give Godson a raid. Tech Tangle. Who's Tech Tangies?
They're inviting me to blow something up.
Is that a keyboard streamer? Or are you Tech Tangies? Is that you? Alright, let's give Godson a raid. I think Godson does keyboards, right? Okay. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining. This was fun. I will see you guys next week. We will be streaming my collection? No, a prototype. It'll either be the Craze, the Nyxkeys Craze, or a collection stream, one of the two. So we'll see how it is. So thank you very much. Love you guys. See you in a week.